talking so federal. Yo, he's saying me in the DMs like, it ain't nothing to get it like you killed. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell is Shaq talking to me like that? So Shaq started talking crazy to me. Get you touched. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I remember I was at home when I was messaging him. By the time I got to my studio, Gilly called me. Gilly said, yo, Ack, what's up with you, man? Yo, what's up with you, Gilly? He's like, yeah, we got it. I'm trying to talk about some Nas worthy. He said, yo, Ack, what if you did to Shaq? I said, Shaq? He's like, man, I'm just trying to let you know. Shaq one of them guys, you must have did something because I'm getting a call and I'm like, okay, Shaq call it. So now I'm like, wait, did Shaq really make some calls?
And here we go again.
Oh yeah, Diddy got a podcast.
So they saying that your boy Shaq, yes, big, cuddly, funny, goofy, everybody loves him, Shaq, is just like Diddy, if not worse. Now, I'll let you all be the judge and decide for yourselves if he's worse than Diddy or not. You can decide that for yourself, but it's bad. I took some notes. I'm going to read them off to you for everything that I've been able to find, and you all can decide for yourselves how you feel about this, but it's not looking good for Shaq. Before we get into what he was accused of this year, we're going to go back to 2011, and we're going to start from there and work our way up to everything that Shaq has been accused of doing. But a couple of house cleaning things I want to do. I want to get out the way real fast. Number one, celebrity gossip. This channel is not a celebrity gossip channel. This channel is a truth channel. And part of telling the truth involves not celebrity gossip, but celebrity exposure. There's a difference. Celebrity exposure means that we're going to expose these people as human beings and people that you should not be looking up to. In fact, they're much worse than probably the average human being because they have much more power and money and resources and the means to hide some of the things that they're doing, right? Another thing I want to point out is that Cat Williams said that this is the year of exposure. Now, he is a human being. He's just a man just like I am. So he's not a prophet like a lot of people have been calling him. But I got to give credit where it's due. This man has said this, and this story is just another example of a person being exposed that a lot of people, just like Denzel Washington or Denzel Washington Jr., so maybe it was a different person, whatever you're choosing to believe, that Allie Carter, if you don't know who that is, which is an alleged Diddy victim and she's alleged to have been trafficked, named Denzel Washington along with Diddy and Birdman and Young Jock and all these people as doing things to her.
I never thought that we would see the day where Diddy would get arrested, and I told you guys in that Maria Z interview in 2021 that no one tells on Diddy. P. Diddy. All right? Just the same way nobody tells on Denzel Washington.
Right? And a lot of people just could not and still cannot accept the fact that Denzel could potentially be another person that could be guilty of these things. But it just goes to show whether he's guilty or not that you shouldn't idolize and worship these celebrities because at the end of the day, they're humans just like we are, right? And the last thing I want to say is everything in this video is alleged. Everything in this video can also be Googled. I want to say that, right? So before we tap into this story surrounding Shaq, I ask if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. But if you don't do anything else, whether you're subscribed or you're not subscribed, please hit the like button. It's for free. It really helps the channel, pushes the video out into the algorithm. Without further ado, thank you so much for being here. Let's tap into this story. So back in 2011, there was a police investigation. The police were investigating Shaq, right? And they were investigating him for something that happened back in 2008. There was this guy by the name of Robert Ross, who was a friend of Shaq, but also a business partner of Shaq's in the music industry. How the story goes is that apparently there was a party at Robert Ross's house. Shaq was there. He was also married at the time, and he slept with a woman at Robert Ross's house during this party, which people cheat all the time, right? Married people cheat all the time. This isn't a crime. Well, Shaq apparently slept with this woman, but he was videotaped when he did it. Robert Ross held on to the videotape for many years without telling Shaq that he had it. And years later, Robert Ross brought Ray J, the musician, the same musician that partied with Diddy, but also the same musician that has been defending Diddy, by the way, brought Ray J to Shaq, and there was some sort of music deal or music split, regarding finances that were supposed to happen surrounding Ray J, that Robert Ross was cut out of, became upset because Shaq didn't give him his portion, and decided to show this alleged sex tape. I don't even know if I should be saying alleged because this is public information, to Shaq's wife, which is now his ex-wife. His ex-wife, and he also, I believe, offered Shaq's wife the opportunity to buy a copy of the sex tape. I don't think she ever actually purchased the copy, but nonetheless, she eventually would go back to Shaq, share this information. She was obviously furious, and this would eventually lead to what many people believe would be behind their divorce. All right. When Shaq found out that Robert Ross was behind this, he apparently went to this gang member, this guy by the name of Liddell Rose, and told him that to go and by any means necessary recuperate this tape from Robert Ross. So then Liddell Ross, along with 6 gang members, would then go searching for Robert Ross and would find him in front of a convenience store on Sunset Strip, made their way into this man's Rolls Royce, pointed weapons at him, took him back to Liddell's house, and, essentially demanded for him to return this tape. Somehow, Robert Rose convinced these gang members to let him go so that he could get the tape and return it to them, but they let him go to go get the tape and he went directly to the police. These 7 gang members would then be charged with robbery, kidnapping, and other crimes associated to this incident. This is all public information. This is the point in which Shaq became involved, would then be investigated by the police along with these 7 gang members, and the investigation went on for some time, which many people speculate is the reason for Shaq retiring in 2011 to be the real reason he retired the first time in 2011 because of this investigation. But the investigation would eventually be dropped because of credibility issues with the victim, credibility issues that the prosecutor never elaborated or publicly explained what was meant by that, which to me and a lot of other people is suspicious and seems like a cover-up, but whatever. But the most interesting thing I want to note about this is that Shaq's ex-wife confirms, and this is not a conspiracy theory, confirmed herself that she actually saw this tape. But it gets worse. Then Robert Ross would sue Shaq, and in this lawsuit, this man will go on to claim that Shaq actually hired him, as in Shaq hired Robert Ross, to take out people on Shaq's behalf. This includes a gang member who disrespected Shaq in front of his wife, which is also a man to this day that went missing and was never found. Once again, this is in the lawsuit. A record producer who Shaq had issues with, a woman who Shaq cheated on his wife with, got pregnant, paid her to get an abortion, and also paid this man to break an NBA player's shooting arm. But it gets worse. According to a Laker representative named John Black, which this is public information, by the way. This right here is known by a lot of people. Shaq also threatened to take out Kobe Bryant himself. It says mostly it was Shaq and Kobe didn't like each other, but it didn't affect them on the court. They would say something about the other on and off the record, but it didn't become confrontational more than 2 or 3 times over the 8 years. When Kobe gave the statement to Jim Gray, where he went off calling Shaq fat and lazy, that was one of the times. There was one really bad one early on. Brian Shaw had to pull them apart. Shaq threatened to murder Kobe. A lot of people also speculated that part of this reason that Shaq threatened to murder Kobe was because Kobe went into a press conference or something and said that if he did, when he was caught up in his situation where he was caught cheating in Colorado or alleged for doing whatever to the girl in Colorado, Kobe, he alleged that if he paid off that woman the way Shaq paid off a woman to lie like he wasn't cheating on his wife, then he would have got off just like Shaq did. Shaq didn't like this, and allegedly this is what led to the murder threats and all that. And then this brings us to our most recent situation in 2023, 2024 with DJ Academics. A lot of you all should know who that is, and if you don't, DJ Academics is a hip-hop commentator, whatever, not really a big fan of the guy. But apparently he just recently came out and talked about how Shaq online on social media threatened his life because DJ Academics exposed Shaq for flying out girls that were half his age.
Now, going back to, I told you I posted Shaq back in the day, and Shaq got my DMs talking crazy to me. Like, I still couldn't believe, like, Shaq was like, I could get you touched. I was like, what? Yeah, at first I was like, is he talking about some Diddy? Like, what you mean you could get me touched? Like, then it kind of dawned on Shaq talking gangster. Like, yo, Shaq, like, I'm gonna get up with you. You know, I'm gonna see you, right? And everything I'm reading is in Shaq voice.
You know, I'm gonna see you, right? It's a big diesel.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, since when did my childhood hero, like, start, like, talking so crazy? And I wanted to apologize, but he was talking so tough. I just looked like a... So now I'm standing on mine. I'm like, I bet then. I'm like, I OG. I call him OG in the chat. He's like, but he's talking so federal. By the way, you know, Shaq's actually a police officer, like, in Palm Beach or something like that. He's talking so federal. Yo, he's saying me in the DMs like,
it ain't nothing to get it like you killed.
I'm like, what the hell? What the hell is Shaq talking to me like that? So Shaq started talking crazy to me. I get you touched. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I remember I was at home when I was messaging him. By the time I got to my studio, Gilly called me. Tilly said, yo, Ack, what's up with you, man? What's up with you, Gilly? Like, yeah, we gotta get... I'm trying to talk about some guys worth. He said, yo, Ack, what if you did to Shaq? I said, Shaq? He's like, I said, man, I'm just trying to let you know, Shaq one of them guys, you must have did something because I'm getting a call and I'm like, the fuck is Shaq calling? So now I'm like, wait, did Shaq really make some calls?
This is crazy for a couple of reasons, because to me this adds credibility to the whole idea of the lawsuit back in 2011 to whenever the lawsuit was, that talks about how Shaq was paying to have people taken out. Because if these DMs are true that DJ Academics is talking about, this is sort of the, you know, corroboration that this man literally have had people taken out. Now, a lot of you are probably thinking like, bro, if this was true, you know, how could he get away with it, or how has he gotten away with it for so long? I mean, my speculation is because while a lot of these celebrities get away with it, it's because they're occultists. You say, where's the proof that Shaq is an occultist? Shaq is an occultist, and he talks freely and openly about being an occultist. He's a Freemason. Freemasons are occultists. Make no mistake about it. He's a proud Freemason.
What's going on there?
That's not my profession. You don't know nothing about that.
Okay, can we get a close-up on that? Yeah,
I don't know nothing about
what
it.
is the profession? Yeah, which profession are we talking about?
Just look at it.
Is it a legal profession?
Of course it's legal. It's only my profession.
Read it. Okay. It's too many. That's too bright. That's too bright. Well, anyway. Oh, Mason, are you a Mason?
Of course I am.
Okay.
Of course I am.
Now, a lot of you also probably thinking, well, if that's the case, why is it that Diddy, you know, being taken out because Diddy stepped out of line? I truly believe Diddy has been accused and been doing stuff for years, but as soon as he stepped out of line and started suing people that were more rich and powerful than he was taken out the game at that point. Shaq, to my knowledge, has never stepped out of line, so he's being protected up until this point, right? Not to mention that Diddy and Shaq has partied, got videos together, birds of a feather, flock together. Shouldn't be that surprising, right? And a lot of people, he has like this public image of people loving him, but these celebrities put on a show, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know who these people are off camera. Are you familiar with this story? Hop in the comment section, give me your thoughts. Once again, like the video. Thank you for being here. My name is Demetrius. I go by DD. That's all for this one, man. Until next time. Peace.
Oh yeah, Diddy got a podcast.